So hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we have the final installment of our all-time Premier League tournament. We have the final, Manchester United the first seed versus Arsenal the second seed. As said in the last video, quite predictable. I mean, a lot of people were probably expecting this from the get-go. But, I mean, it's still going to be a really great match, and I'm just looking forward to it. So, we're going to look at the squads real quick, and then we're going to get right into the game. So, here we are, all-time United squad. We got all 94s on the front line, consisting George Best, Cristiano Ronaldo, and then Ryan Giggs. Scholes and Keane in the center mid, holding it back, with Rooney attacking in front of them. Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, and Patrice Evra in the back line. Then the Danish shot stopper Kasper Schmeichel, Ruud van Nistelrooy, best player of all time Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Paul Pogba and Juan Mata on the bench, followed by Nani, Ashley Young, and Edwin van der Sar. We got Ander Herrera, Daley Blind, and David De Gea in the reserves. All-time United squad come with a 92 attack, a 91 mid, and 88 defense. So not a bad defense by any means, but quite low compared to the rest of the squad. Here we are the second seed Arsenal, 95 Thierry Henry, I believe the highest rated player in the tournament icon card, with a 90 Ian right next to him. Dennis Bergkamp behind them with Mesut Ozil on the right hand side, then Patrick Vieira, Cesc Fabregas holding it down in midfield, Kolo Touré and Bakary Sagna on the right half of the defense, and then Sol Campbell and Thomas Vermaelen. Then we got Laman in between the posts. Aubameyang, Ramsey, Sanchez, and Podolski, followed by Koscielny and Walcott, with Lacazette, Giroud, Ljungberg, and Gervinho, Xhaka, Mart Saka in their reserves. Oh, so I didn't have these players in the last one, but I came to my attention, I forgot to add Pires and Petit. I'm gonna throw them on the bench for now. That, again, we don't have any defensive subs, so I'm just gonna throw Koscielny in for Podolski here. So here we still have a really high rated bench. All-time Arsenal squad, 91 attack, 91 midfield, and 86 defense. So again, a slightly lower defense. That's kind of a pattern in this tournament. Maybe defensive players don't get paid attention to as much for icon cards. They don't really get paid that much attention to anyway. Maybe Van Dijk has kind of revolutionized it. That's the first time. Not the first time they won the Ballon d'Or, but one of the first times in a while we've seen a defender kind of renowned on the world stage, so it's good to see. They do deserve just as much credit as any other player, really. So I guess now will be a good time for a prediction. I mean, I'm going to go with Arsenal in this one. I just don't want United to win. I mean, I won't be surprised. I could see it going either way, honestly. So I just think Arsenal, I mean, they've had a really dominant performance. United they had a solid performance throughout the tournament, but you would kind of expect them to do a little better than they did at times. So I don't know, maybe are they gonna turn up the guns for the final? And I don't know. So do keep in mind I did choose it as an FA Cup final. So the all-time Premier League final will be played with FA Cup graphics. I know I'm a really big fraud, but I just won a trophy list at the end, as you can see. So, and I wanted the final. I want the final to be at Wembley anyway, so it kind of works out perfectly, I guess. So here we are, Man United. Ooh, starting it off, but Thierry Henry with an early interception. Looks like United's defense is still there, but still a reasonably good chance for the Gunners as they are in attack mode. Ian Wright. There's Ozil. Ian Wright still with it. Sagna. Sagna playing a long ball to what looks like Dennis Bergkamp, with Gary Neville playing it clear. Vermaelen trying to flick it over George Best. Ozil, Gunners on the attack again. Sagna playing it in. Ooh, but Schmeichel getting a strong fist to it. Henry with the back heel up to right. He has Vermaelen on the left. Quite a lot of red shirts, but can the Arsenal team, I was going to say, break it down, but Ozil's header straight at Kasper Schmeichel. Still Arsenal with a lot of chances as we're pushing the 20th minute in a really fast-paced, enthralling game here. He has options in the box. He'll play it off to Rooney. But Lehmann just getting a palm on it to knock the ball wide of the post. It was a good shot. I mean, pretty close attempt, but Lehmann just quick reflexes. So 3 tolls on the referee's whistle, and that will conclude the first half at Wembley. So really even game so far, and I'm thinking one of a few things could happen. So I've been saying this throughout the game. I'm going to say it again though. So Arsenal are kind of attacking more and United playing more conservative. So could United either use, I've said this, like if Arsenal are going to be using this press, could United use that to their advantage? And could they kind of break quickly and get a quick little goal? Or could kind of the opposite happen? And I mean, United, if they're going to be playing conservatively, the ball in their own half, that is quite risky. So could Arsenal just do a quick little, I mean, if there's one missed pass or an unlucky giveaway, could Arsenal just do a quick little counterattack? I mean, we saw it in the first minutes of the game, really, with Thierry Henry taking it. It's just the United defense did get back in time, and I don't know, so still really anyone's game. And Arsenal looks like they have had less possession, but if United are going to be playing it a lot in their own half, that is kind of expected, but really even. In Arsenal, I think they've had more chances to just equal in shots on target and all that. So, still anyone's game as we enter the second half in the English capital. Ozil, a header to Sagna. Scholes with an intervention. Lots of red shirts rushing forward. Giggs using lots of pace down the wing as he lays it off to Best Shirley, and there it is. United, it came almost at the hour mark, but George Best, the one to strike. And there it is. So United won, Arsenal nothing. I mean, not a huge lead, of course, only one goal. But could that be it? I mean, there's only half an hour to go. I'm not seeing Arsenal out of it, but that could be what just won Man United the all-time Premier League tournament, which would be expected, but, I mean, Arsenal defense have been doing quite well this game, and in fact the whole tournament, but just unwound in that one attack. And there it is. United won, Arsenal nothing, after the strike from the boot of George Best. Ozil, who lays it back to Sagna. Sagna still with it, to Ian Wright. Could Arsenal equalize? Sagna scored last time out. To Vieira, and there it is! I believe Vieira's first goal of the tournament, but George Best struck in the 59th, and Arsenal immediately answering the call in their home city. Patrick Vieira, I mean, it was such a promising ball played from, I mean, here it is, we'll watch again. Here it is, looks like Sagna. Look at such a great ball over all of United's defense. At first we thought it was with Henry's control in the middle, but no, it was just waiting for Vieira. Jumped straight over Neville, and there it is, fired past Schmeichel. And we're level at Wembley. 63rd minute, 1-1. Rooney in the middle of the pitch, playing it over the heads of the Arsenal defenders. Best and Ronaldo, quick back and forth. Best with it, but the volley will not very great as Lehmann collects. Ronaldo to Rooney. Rooney, he can play a ball in, but Bakary Sagna intervening. I don't think a ground ball was very efficient. He probably would have had to either cut it back or play it overhead. He didn't do either, and he will be subbed off. Juan Mata, the Spaniard, to come on for him. So we're seeing an Arsenal substitution. Thomas Vermaelen will be departing for Laurent Koscielny. So remember, he was playing on the left-hand side, so Koscielny will be in left back. Another substitution, must be a lot of endurance being used, as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will be coming on for Ian Wright. So we won't see any more of Ian Wright for the rest of this tournament. I mean, 85th minute, both teams want a winner, and it is in a cup final. Literally in the game, so I'm actually kind of glad we did this. Maybe that'll change the settings, so maybe teams will get a little more desperate in the end, which is good. We kind of want to see that in a cup final. That would be more realistic. So, I mean, besides the graphics, maybe there are more benefits to the FA Cup final. So Roy Keane will be booked. It was close to the box to foul, but it looks like it will be a free kick opposed to a pen, as George Best will make way for what looks like to be Nani. Dennis Bergkamp with the free kick. Dennis Bergkamp takes it, a ball into the Arsenal box, and Alexis Sanchez must have come on without me noticing. And there it is, the end of full time. So we will see extra time for the second time in this tournament. The last time was Spurs and Liverpool, and that did end in a penalty shootout, and Spurs were victorious. Still don't like that, but so 2 goals early on in the second half, and hence half hour of extra time. Confirmation: Alexis Sanchez came on for Thierry Henry, and it looks like Ramsey will come on for Bergkamp as well. So a lot of fresh legs. So I mean, really deep benches, and I know a lot of these were kind of just to bounce things out. And by that I mean to kind of give some players chances to kind of make it a real all-time squad. But I mean, they are being put to use, and I mean, I was planning on them to be put to use too, of course. And it's really critical, I mean, especially in the final, because players will be trying 110%, and like I talked about Rooney's role, but there's going to be a lot of positions in these 2 formations when there are going to be some players more fatigued than others at some circumstances. So the really deep benches with like 90s on the bench are really going to be important. Fabregas going up to Alexis Sanchez. Aubameyang with it. Could this be late goal for the Gunners? Ozil just losing the ball, but Aubameyang to recover. Bakary Sagna. Alexis Sanchez right in front of goal. Alexis Sanchez still with Alexis Sanchez in the 102nd minute of extra time. Could Alexis Sanchez have just won Arsenal the all-time Premier League tournament? Absolute scenes at Wembley as they're celebrating in their home city. I mean, United's defense was just not on top of it as well. Maybe they changed tactics, less defenders, but I mean, what, 1 or 2 deflections in the box as Alexis Sanchez? You're not going to get much closer than that, and just blasted by Schmeichel. Alexis Sanchez putting his name on the score sheet in this tournament in the 103rd minute of the final. What a story we have unfolding. Wow, when I started an all-time Premier League tournament, no disrespect to him, but I was not thinking that the title could be clinched on the back of Alexis Sanchez. Just not what came to mind. Just putting that out there. So the first half extra time is up. Arsenal in the lead, and I mean, United, they would need a miracle to at least win this in regular time. They could maybe equalize and bring it to pens. I mean, not really putting that past them. But could Arsenal have won it? Rio Ferdinand, the long ball up. It will be successful. Find Nani. Looks like he's onside. Nani, could he play it back? Oh, if that came across, it looked like either Giggs or Van Nistelrooy, one of them, they would have had an open net if they could have gotten the advantage of Lehmann. But they won't. Lehmann with the critical save in the 115th minute of extra time. So only 5 minutes left as the clock is winding down, and so are United's chances to come out of this tournament victorious. United getting desperate with the long balls again. Again finding Nani. Patrice Evra. Nani. Van Nistelrooy. Probably the last chance for United. Roy Keane. Paul Scholes. Oh! Lehmann. Another critical, vital save. I mean, Lehmann could just win Arsenal tournament in the end. It's not over yet, as United do have a corner, but Aubameyang clearing it. 122nd minute now. And that's it! Arsenal are the champions of the all-time Premier League tournament, winning it in their home city as the final is at Wembley. The second seed, so like on paper an upset. United, I mean, probably the favorites to win, but no, as Alexis Sanchez fires the Gunners over the line for the tournament, and there it is from Wembley Stadium. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1. And Arsenal, I mean, I said this earlier on, every single game they played, they dominated, they took it with force, they showed no mercy all over the pitch throughout the game. And United, it just, I mean, they were trying to Newcastle at one point. They had a reasonably close game against Spurs, which I thought they would have taken reasonably easily, but I mean, they just didn't really, like I said this before, they might have stepped up for Arsenal, but they didn't. And here it is, they are the champions Arsenal of the all-time Premier League tournament as Cesc Fabregas hoists the FA Cup trophy into the London sky. Just pretend it's the Premier League trophy. So there it is, Arsenal, North London side, the champions of the all-time Premier League tournament. It's been such a fun journey, loads of fun, but also loads of work. So be sure you're sharing it with your friends, even if you have like a friend that hasn't watched any of it yet. I mean, never too late to start. So, lots of fun, lots of journey, really fun journey throughout the channel, throughout the entire series, and really fun to make, really fun to put together. And now I have these all-time squads which I can play with for as long as I'd like. So there it is. Thank you for all the support throughout this series. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And yeah, that's all. Signing off from the all-time Premier League tournament. Probably gonna do another series soon, so stay tuned for that. So see you next time, as there it is, the team photo. Arsenal, all-time Premier League champions. See you next time. So here we are looking at our records for the last time this tournament, and they're going to look a little differently. So of course you have the man of the match, and the Bakary Sagna. I was not expecting a right back to get the man of the match award in the all-time Premier League final. He got 2 assists in that 9.1 match rating, also scored last game, so, well, his last game, so he's having a pretty solid tournament. So we're live from some big city in Switzerland, because that's where all formal football-related events take place. Wait, what? UEFA Play of the Year? That was in Monaco? Well, I've only got the stage rented out for an hour. I'm not sure what you want me to do about that. Okay, so we're just gonna have to go on with the whole Switzerland thing. It's fine, right? Yeah. So we're gonna have a little final award ceremony, looking over the all-time goal scorers, because we've been looking at the list of the whole tournament, but now, I mean, the tournament's over, so, well, it hurts just to say that, but yeah, the tournament has concluded, so we will be looking at the awards that have been finalized. So tonight's awards on show, the budget was quite low, so you're gonna have to excuse me for that one, but life isn't like the cheat engine. You can't just add a bigger budget when you're running out of money. So we got the Golden Glove, so that's the most clean sheets for goalkeepers. We got the Golden Ball, not to be confused with Player of the Tournament. That's a completely separate award. Golden Ball is most assists, and then Player of the Tournament, of course, very prestigious, authentic, traditional trophy, and then the Golden Boot. So coming with the Golden Glove, it's actually shared 3 ways. I wasn't really expecting each keeper to get that many clean sheets when they're only playing, what, 2-3 games max. So Petr Cech, who got that clean sheet in Chelsea's 6-0 thrashing of Everton. Peter Schmeichel, so Peter's really taking the cake here, when in the semi-final, United beating Spurs, and then Jens Lehmann when Arsenal beat Chelsea 4-0 in the semi-final. So the Golden Ball, the most assists, going to Ian Wright, 2 assists and then 2 goals. So a lot of you probably already know, but the Golden Boot, so like, a player could have the same amount of goals, but if one player has more assists, they'll end up getting the Golden Boot. So for assists, I did it backwards, so assists of course come first, but then whoever has the most goals, then Bakary Sagna and George Best. I mean, I've been talking about how Bakary Sagna isn't having a good tournament, but being put on a list, and the only other 2 occupants are Ian Wright and George Best, and you're a right back, it's pretty good, I would say. So Bakary Sagna and George Best each coming in with 2 assists and a single goal to their name. The Golden Boot going to Didier Drogba, got 3 goals and 1 assist, and I do gotta give an honorable mention to Diego Costa. I mean, he also got 3 goals, it's just Drogba getting that 1 assist to get him over the line. So now, with no further ado, the award you've been waiting for all night, probably, maybe, oh no, but it's the Player of the Tournament award. So this is kind of statistically, there's a lot of statistics to look at, so I took other factors in. I kind of used a bit of, because I mean, I've actually watched all the games at least like twice, so I used kind of what I've seen. So coming in with the Player of the Tournament award from the all-time Premier League tournament is Didier Drogba, your all-time Premier League tournament Player of the Tournament. 3 goals, 1 assist, also coming in with the Golden Boot. So I do gotta give an honorable mention to Ian Wright. I mean, maybe some of you might say he got it. He got 2 goals and 2 assists. He got a Man of the Match award and he won the tournament. So I mean, does a Man of the Match award and a champion and an extra assist, does that matter more than a goal? I don't know. Vote up now. So I threw an honorable mention. I'm not just like, oh yeah, second place medal, but I mean, I feel like this kind of should have been shared maybe between Ian Wright and Drogba, because they both have influential performances. One reason I did go with Drogba is because, I mean, Chelsea kind of dominated like every aspect of play most of the time throughout a good run in their tournament, and Drogba was kind of the dominant force. But beyond that, no disrespect to Ian Wright, but his entire team was kind of going the whole time, and he was just kind of like, I don't know how to put this without like, I don't want to like discredit him in any way, but he played very, very well. It's just he was kind of along with the ride because the rest of the team was doing well. So does that mean that like, so should he deserve it because like Drogba's team is worse? Does Drogba deserve it just because his team's worse? Is that fair? No, that's not really what I mean. But I don't know. I just decided to give it to Drogba, and then again, Ian Wright, sure, maybe it's shared. But now we have some more awards. So the goalkeeper of the tournament is going to Jens Lehmann of Arsenal. 1 clean sheet in the champion of the tournament with Arsenal. Defender of the tournament, you all know who's going. It's Bakary Sagna. 2 assists in the final, a goal, all as a right back, a man of the match in the final, and he won the tournament. And I mean, he got both assists. Assists are just as important as goals. He won Arsenal the tournament, I guess. I mean, when I made these team sheets, you have Virgil van Dijk, you have Branislav Ivanovic, you have Sol Campbell, you have Rio Ferdinand. No disrespect to him, but I was not expecting Bakary Sagna to be the highest goal scoring, highest assisting defender in the tournament. Midfield tournament, Dennis Bergkamp. Not a ton of activity from the midfield, scoring and assisting wise. There were a lot of players like Fabregas and Ozil, and they were kind of just powerhouses and the driving force in the middle of the team. But like, there's not too many statistics to kind of support that. And I know Bergkamp technically isn't really a midfielder, kind of more center forward, even striker forward. But I just decided to give it to him. He's had a really great performance the whole time. A little quiet in the final, but I mean, he got 2 goals throughout the tournament and ended up winning it with Arsenal. So all Arsenal players so far in the $4 tournament, of course, it's Didier Drogba. I mean, again, could have gone to Ian Wright, but I mean, Drogba getting the play of the tournament, but technically Wright could have gotten that. So again, if you think this should be shared, technically it could. Drogba with the play of the tournament, 3 goals, an assist, and the golden boot. I mean, golden boot, that's another kind of factor in the player of the tournament decision. I mean, he did get golden boot, and that's one of the biggest things people look for in tournaments. So I know I said it when the game ended, but here I am officially signing off for the all-time Premier League tournament. 8 games in the span of a month. It's been a pleasure along the way. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And also, like I said, I only had the stage for an hour, and we already waited 20 minutes for the strobe lights, so, I mean, we need to clear out pretty soon. So, signing off. See you guys next time.